This Monday morning, here's a look at the latest numbers that have been put out by the government. The total cases of coronavirus in India now stands at 40,263. The death toll also has crossed the 1,300 mark. It stands at 1,306. We're also breaking down the worst states for you. Maharashtra has the most number of cases in the country with 12,000, in fact, 286 cases. You also have 521 deaths that have been reported so far in the state. In Gujarat, the number of cases has now reached 5,055. The deaths are at 262. Let's also get you the latest numbers that are coming in from Delhi, where the total cases stands at 4,122, with unfortunately 64 deaths. Those are the latest numbers as of 6:30 this morning. Let's also get you a roundup of the top 5 developments that you need to know on the coronavirus crisis in India. Sources have told India Today that flight operations will be resuming at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport's T3 after the extended lockdown ends. As final guidelines from the Civil Aviation Ministry is awaited, this plan could be amended too. Sources say that domestic flight operations will be resuming initially. 12 BSF personnel from the 138th unit in Tripura's Ambassa tested positive for coronavirus on Sunday. This after the unit reported 2 cases earlier. In the last 48 hours, 14 new cases have been reported in the state. The total number of COVID-19 positive cases in Tripura now stands at 16. We'll get you those top 5 developments in just a bit, but let's also, of course, tell you what our top focus this morning is on. It's day 1, of course, of lockdown 3.0 with some relaxations. This third phase of the lockdown will continue till May 17th. Under the new guidelines, the government has permitted e-commerce deliveries of all goods in orange and green zones. In red zones, however, it remains restricted to delivery of essential items only. Salons and spa services in red zones will remain closed. Restrictions, however, on these services in orange and green zones have been lifted. Liquor and pawn shops will be allowed to open in non-containment zones, ensuring a distance of 6 feet, and not more than 5 people will be allowed to be present at one time at the shop. Individual state governments will also have the final say in what's allowed and what's not. Now, in the orange zones, taxis and cab aggregators have been permitted with 1 driver and 2 passengers only. Air, rail, road travel will continue to remain suspended till May 17th. Under these new guidelines, movement for all non-essential activities shall remain strictly prohibited between 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. throughout the country, irrespective of which zone you live in. Now, with the third phase of lockdown coming into effect from today, let's tell you what's happening in the national capital, where the Delhi government has announced that all relaxations proposed by the centre will be implemented. Addressing a press briefing yesterday, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal stated that Delhi is now ready to reopen. All government offices and private offices will open with restricted attendance. Standalone shops and shops in the residential complexes will be allowed to open. Self-employed workers like plumbers, electricians, technicians will be allowed to work as well. Suspension of travel by flight, train, bus and metro will continue. All educational institutions will also remain shut. People won't be allowed to venture out from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. except for essential services. With 427 new cases, Delhi registered the biggest single-day spike in COVID-19 cases yesterday. Total cases in the capital has now crossed the 4,000 mark.
जो स्टैंडअलोन शॉप्स हैं, जो नेबरहुड कॉलोनी शॉप्स हैं और जो रेजिडेंशियल कॉम्प्लेक्स में शॉप्स हैं, वो सारी खुली रहेंगी। वो चाहे एसेंशियल आइटम्स की शॉप्स हों, चाहे नॉन एसेंशियल आइटम्स की शॉप्स हों, कोई भी शॉप्स हों। जो सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड लोग हैं, टेक्नीशियन हैं, प्लम्बर हैं, इलेक्ट्रिशियन हैं, मैकेनिक हैं, सफाई कर्मचारी हैं, जो हमारे घर में काम करने वाले बाई आती है, लॉन्ड्री है, धोबी है, प्रेस वाला है, इस तरह के जो सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड लोग हैं, उन लोगों को काम करने की इजाजत है।
Also getting you the latest from the state of Maharashtra, which unfortunately remains the worst affected state due to coronavirus. Interestingly, the state government has also eased curbs in non-containment zones in the state. The Maharashtra government has allowed the functioning of standalone shops, including liquor shops, in all zones except in red zones. Now, standalone shops selling non-essential items will operate in red zones. Construction activities in all red zone districts will also be allowed, provided workers are available on site. Malls and market complexes in red zones will remain closed. Maharashtra reported 678 fresh cases in the last 24 hours, with the total cases crossing the 12,000 mark, with over 500 deaths. Over to Karnataka, which has also eased curbs on the sale of liquor in all places except in containment zones. The decision brings, of course, a sense of relief after State Excise Minister H. Nagesh had said that they bore losses of 60 crore rupees per day because of the closure of liquor shops. The state government has allowed liquor shops to operate from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Barricades and circles have been drawn in front of these shops in different parts of the state with an aim to maintain social distancing. Even though the centre has put the whole of Bengaluru in the red zone, the state government wants Bengaluru rural to be removed from the list. Coronavirus cases in Karnataka so far has crossed the 600 mark with nearly 25 fatalities.
There is 2.3 liters of IML which is being given as per the Excise Act to distribute it to the licensees, distribute it to our customers from the licensees. But however, we have restricted it to 1.5 bottles if they are taking full bottles and half bottles, and if they are taking only quarter bottles, it's up to 6. And we have also restricted only 10 90 ml pouches to a particular individual, and 4 bottles of beer as of now. Barricading of in front of the license premises is being done, and apart from that, the vendors in the shop will be using all the sanitizers, gloves and also masks.
Liquor shops will be open across the state in red, orange as well as green zones. In red zones, apart from the containment zones, everywhere else, your MSIL, your MRP and also wine stores such as this, which is on St. Mark's Road in the central business district, will be open. Now, a lot of work has actually gone into this to make sure that everything is safe. They have already painted the boxes so that social distancing is met. We have also told that all who come over here have to wear their mask. Their hands have to be sanitized before they actually enter here. This particular wine store has also placed barricades so that people don't crowd. And only after all these things are kept, things can go ahead. But as of now, yes, 1,800 crores is what liquor provides to the state exchequer, and this has been the demand from not just the people but also the government of Karnataka because of the losses that they have been incurring for a very, very long time. With video journalist Madhuar, Nolan Pinto for India Today.
Moving on, VVIP darshan by the Tirupati board chairman and family amid lockdown to celebrate a birthday has stirred a massive political row. The TTD chief has defended his visit. The opposition, of course, has launched an all-out attack. All the details in this report.
While the entire nation is under lockdown and religious places shut, the iconic Tirumala Tirupati temple was allegedly forced to open its door for a VVIP darshan. And this for family members of Tirupati Tirumala Board Chairman Y.B. Subbareddy, who along with his wife and several family members reportedly offered puja. The alleged lockdown breach at the revered shrine was part of the birthday celebration of former MP and CM YSR's uncle. But this isn't the only norm that they flouted. Visuals show that no social distancing was maintained and none in the crowd wore masks. Along with Subbareddy's family, controversial Tamil Nadu mining baron Sekhar Reddy and 2 other board members also visited the hill shrine. Opposition led by the TDP lashed out at YS Jagannath Reddy government, alleging VVIP discrimination.
Is the nation in a mood to celebrate birthdays? Is this the time to celebrate birthdays when people are suffering and when people are dying? You go and celebrate your birthday. See, your job is to rescue the people who are suffering as chairman of CTD. You are supposed to serve the people, not to violate the lockdown norms.
BJP too condemned the act.
When the millions of the devotees, they are performing their puja activities and they had postponed their darshan and everything. In such circumstances, how can the chairman of Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam along with his family can move to the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam to perform as per their wish? It is absolutely against to the guidelines, rules of the union government.
After furor, the former MP defended his visit, claiming he did not violate any norms. The big question: can a VVIP enjoy the perk of being CM Jagan Reddy's uncle by using the temple for a private darshan amid a nationwide lockdown and get away violating social distancing norms? Bureau Report, India Today.
On to some updates now on the Nizamuddin Markaz investigation. India Today has learnt from sources that the Tablighi Jamaat chief Maulana Saad is ready to go for a second COVID test a week after he tested negative. Saad's test report will likely be sent to the Delhi Police Crime Branch. Meanwhile, the Delhi Police has submitted a report to the state and the centre claiming that there were around 16,500 people in the Markaz building between March 13th to 24th. The report will likely be used as evidence against Saad. Tablighi Jamaat head has been booked, remember, for money laundering by the Enforcement Directorate and for culpable homicide by the Delhi Police. He is also booked under the Epidemic Act for holding a gathering in March amid the coronavirus crisis. But he is yet to join the investigation formally. And as part of the nationwide activities to honour corona warriors, Indian Navy helicopters showered petals on COVID-19 hospitals. The Navy also illuminated its vessels across the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean to express solidarity with our frontline warriors.
Warships decked with lights, flares cutting the pitch dark night. Formations of sailors on board aircraft carriers. This is how Indian Navy saluted India's corona warriors. As darkness fell on Sunday, naval vessels deployed at the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal and the Indian Ocean were illuminated to express solidarity with frontline corona warriors. As many as 46 Indian Coast Guard ships were illuminated off the coast in Mumbai, Kochi, Chennai and Thiruvananthapuram.
They're trying to boost the morale of all those people who are fighting to save lives. Indeed, today on the Marina Beach in the morning, you also had the Navy band that was playing. The naval band was playing at the War Memorial and on the beach as well. And there are several people passing through this area, several people working in this area and several people living in this area. All of them feel that they are not alone. They are not alone through this pandemic. The armed forces are with them and the armed forces is thanking them.
Navy choppers were seen showering flower petals on Goa Medical College in Panaji and Chest Hospital in Vizag to salute the spirit of COVID warriors. INS Jalashwa in the Bay of Bengal saluted corona warriors. A big thank you note was also written across the naval ship.
We have been asked to be ready to not only just to provide any humanitarian assistance in the situation that we are to IOR countries, but also to be prepared to evacuate our Indians who might want to come back to the country.
It was the night the Sea Warriors showed solidarity with men and women in white, highlighting their valiant battle against the pandemic. With Shalini Lobo, Gopi Krishnan Unithan and Tanushri Pandey, Bureau Report, India Today.
From the seas to the skies, the armed forces yesterday paid a special tribute to frontline workers battling coronavirus outbreak in the country. Here's a report from Delhi and Mumbai on that tribute.
Flypasts, floral tributes from Srinagar to Hyderabad, Mumbai to Thiruvananthapuram. An honor from the sky by the Indian Air Force. The gesture of thanks started with laying of flowers by the chiefs of the Army, Navy and Air Force at the Police Memorial in Delhi on Sunday morning to honor police personnel deployed to enforce the nationwide lockdown. Indian Air Force then flew its helicopters over Rajpath as a tribute to all Corona warriors.
It was truly a spectacular sight when India's most potent weapon platforms, the Su-30 MKI, the Jaguar deep penetration strike aircraft and the MiG-29 air superiority fighters lined up at Rajpath and flew past India Gate. The message was very clear. The Indian Armed Forces, frontline coronavirus fighters themselves, paying respect and tributes to our doctors, nurses, sanitation workers, police personnel and other frontline coronavirus fighters.
The fighter jets dropped petals at hospitals across Delhi, including AIIMS, Sir Gangaram Hospital, among treating COVID patients. In Mumbai, fighter jets conducted a flypast over Marine Drive and showered petals over the King Edward Memorial Hospital and Kasturba Gandhi Hospital, among others. An Indian Navy helicopter showered flowers on the staff of Indian Navy's INHS Ashwini in Mumbai. The showering of petals was clearly visible from ground owing to improved visibility due to lockdown.
We are at Marine Drive and that's NCP and Nariman Point, the end of Mumbai. This is a grand display of gratitude for all the corona warriors, especially the doctors, all the healthcare workers and the police personnel of the state of Maharashtra.
Many of healthcare workers have fallen prey to the virus and hundreds have been infected. But still they have been waging a valiant fight. India's biggest tribute ever to frontline medical workers is aimed at boosting their morale in the fight against the virus. With Gaurav Sawant in Delhi, Tanushri Pandey in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
So that was a report on the tribute from our forces from Delhi and Mumbai. Let's also tell you what happened in the rest of the country. From Thiruvananthapuram to Srinagar, the Indian Air Force expressed gratitude to our frontline workers battling coronavirus outbreak in the country.
This is our Air Force putting India first. From heights of the Himalayas to the depths of the oceans. Air Force jets and choppers rode in the skies honoring frontline warriors in India's fight against the deadly coronavirus. Across the nation, Sukhois and MiG fighter jets along with heavy-lift C-130 aircrafts gave aerial salute to COVID warriors. In Srinagar, fighter jets zoomed over the iconic Dal Lake. A country of 1.3 billion pinning their hopes on the saviors in white. Bureau Report, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.